Oh, okay. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hey, everyone. Everyone. I'm gonna wait a minute till some people get in here. Let's, okay. All right, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. I am literally trying to do a million things in one time. You know, ever since I was in third grade, and the teacher said that I didn't use my time wisely. I didn't even know what that meant back then. And so now I learned that every inch or every moment of my time is spent on something wisely. Okay? And so anyways, I just want to let y'all know that I am doing a million things, and I just tried to go live a minute ago and got interrupted a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We gonna do it anyway, okay? So anyways, I want to get on here. First, if you have not been following me, I am Kiana. I am the creator and the host of Q for Christ. And I wanted to get on here because one of the things that I have a desire in is to let people know what is going on, right? Of course, we can't tell them everything, but we can, tell them the good things, the good news. So anyways, if you are here, just say hey, drop a fire in the chat. We are going to talk about some things right now, and I'm not sure if you saw the caption, but I want to talk about how perfect never gets done, right? There's never such thing as a perfect moment, okay? So before I go into that, I want to literally talk about the acronym. A lot of people don't understand. Y'all see the Q for Christ and y'all think, oh, okay, what did you see Christ in it, but you think that is okay, yeah, she talking about God, yeah. True enough, I am. But at the same token, God, that acronym is deeper than that. And I wanted to kind of give it to you all and kind of go into a little bit more details about it. Hey sis, how you doing? So I wanted to kind of go a little bit more into details about what the acronym stands for, and not only just give y'all a little message, right? I went live on TikTok. I'm not sure if y'all on TikTok, but I usually don't go live like on my main page. I usually, be live on my the Q for Christ pages, but now I want to get out here and talk to y'all. Look, what y'all been doing? It's Sunday. It's a beautiful day. So anyways, if you don't know what the acronym is, it is a transformational framework, and it's QUEUED for Christ, right? We have to be quickened, united, educated, understanding, excited, and determined for what Christ has for us while we are waiting. We are waiting on his return. We are waiting for our next, whatever you believe, you're waiting for the next assignment in your life, right? So we have to, that acronym right there is we are waiting, right? We are in the queue. A lot of people don't understand Q, is spelled out QUE, and I just added the D. We are queued up. We are waiting. So I wanted to kind of connect that for you all. So queued is an acronym. It is quicken, meaning that whatever calling you have to do or whatever you are doing in life, whatever God has called you to do, it's the quicken, the Q. That's what the Q stands for. It's the quickenness. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people may call it an epiphany, right? Whatever you sit there and you get that calling and say, oh, I should be doing this. This is what I should be doing, right? That is the quickening. And then once you get that and you find out what you're supposed to do in life, what God has called you to do in life, what you figure out what you want to do in life, you unite yourself with people. That means you're finding some people that are like-minded, right? When I first decided to do podcasting, I started looking at podcasting. I started talking to different podcasters, like, what did you do? Looking up stuff, right? And so that leads me to the next, which is the education. The E, I educated myself. So you want to educate yourself on whatever the quickening was, whatever the calling was. You want to educate yourself more. And then once you educate yourself more, you understand your assignment so much more, right? I often say that, when I was working in the emergency room, I had, one of the directors, I always knew that we had to do CPR, but it's different when you have to do it live, right? So she did a mock training, so we'll know exactly what we need to do. That was the education part. And so I understood it more. So it wasn't as nerve-wracking when a code came in. So that is the understanding. I understood it more, right? And so once you understand it, then you get excited. And like I say, excitement is something that you want to have in anything. Like I said on TikTok a minute ago, if you in a marriage or a relationship or whatever, and you ain't excited about it, guess what? It's going to be hard to do it. And then, the E, the excitement leads on determined. You ain't going to be determined for that relationship. You ain't going to be determined for that marriage. So you want to be excited because it brings on that determination. Okay, so I just want to kind of go into a little bit more detail about that because a lot of people don't understand that it is a transformation framework that will get you to your first breakthrough, but you have to continue to use it. You cannot keep and stay. Once you get to a breakthrough, you can't stay right there. It's time to do something else. Like I tell people, when you get to that next level, from your 30s to your 40s, all right, when you hit that 40, I'm telling you, you cannot. You may try, but you cannot do the same thing that you was doing on the 30 level on the 40 level, and so on, so on. You can try, don't get me wrong. For a while it may work, but you want to be able to figure out what you can do on that level. So anyways, that acronym is something that I live, right? And so I tell people, I often tell people, you have to continue to keep doing it over and over and over again so you can be able to do it in your sleep, right? So I wanted to get on here because I was thinking about how I used to be a perfectionist. I used to want everything perfect. If it wasn't perfect, I didn't want to do it, right? And I used to often say, oh, I'm waiting for the perfect moment. Well, how many know there ain't no such thing as a perfect moment, right? You have to do it now. We can sit here and talk about perfection. And I'm a recovering perfectionist. Okay, I am, your girl is a recovering perfectionist because if it wasn't perfect, I wouldn't do it. Like literally, it had to be lined up. And the thing about it is no such thing as a perfect moment. I know people used to be like, well, I'm waiting on the perfect moment to break up with somebody. What is the perfect moment to break up with somebody? They still gonna be hurt, period. Like, they still gonna be hurt. So you might as well go and do what you gotta do so you can move on to the next, right? So we cannot continue to keep waiting for that perfect moment and then, and then we miss the moment, okay? So you want to make sure that you are doing it now. And I got on here and I thought about certain things. If you don't know, I am planning. Oh, well, my first conference is here, October the 10th. And so I have not only started planning a conference before. This is not my first time trying to do this. And I tried to do it a few years ago, and it wasn't perfect to me. I didn't have, the support. I didn't have this, and it wasn't perfect to me. So I just laid down that dream, right? And I'm telling you, it wasn't just a dream. It was a vision of what God wanted me to do. So I just laid it down. I was like, it wasn't perfect. And so this time I kept saying, it got to get done, right? Whether it's perfect or not, I have to keep moving. And I learn from each lesson, right? Or we don't fail, we fall forward, right? And so when you do something now and not wait for that perfect moment, you'll learn so much more about yourself. You'll learn so much more than what you ever could imagine that you could do. Okay. I'm telling you now, because if my family could tell y'all about me, I didn't want to do much. I did what I needed to do, and that was it. It was like, okay, my family is full of entrepreneurs. I think all of my siblings got an LLC. I think all of them. I don't know. And we got 13 siblings. Okay. And so I think all of us have a LLC. And so when I was younger, I used to be like, I ain't gonna be no business. Who gonna be in business? Just sign me up. Let me go clock in and clock out. That's all I wanted. And so now, being that I'm in this era, I have to learn that I cannot allow my perfectionist or allow me being scared to step out hinder me. Right. And the thing about it, we can get hindered so quick because we're looking at the things that is around us. We're looking at, oh, okay, who gonna help me with this? Who's gonna do this? Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Everybody wanna whine and complain. But now is the time for you to do something new. Do something that God has put on your heart. You cannot wait for a perfect moment because, like I said in the caption, it don't happen. Perfect moments are not there. Okay. And you will sit there, you'll be waiting, and you'll miss that moment, that opportunity that God has placed in front of you. So I just wanted to get on here really quick, right? Because I think that, now, even with the conference that I'm doing, I'm learning so much, right? And I'm learning that God is allowing me to stretch other people, right? Because a lot of people have been waiting for that perfect moment. And God is allowing me to stretch others and say, come on, it's time. You can sit there. You don't wait. It's time, right? And so I'm so amazed at what it is. And I just, I want y'all, look, not only am I inviting you all to the conference, I'm inviting you all to a new level to step into and allow God to stretch you, right? Don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? Well, my pastor, Pastor Darius, always tell us to do it nervous and scared, but don't not do it, right? So make sure that you are doing what God has called you to do. And even when you get around somebody that's trying to pull you and stretch you, don't push them away. Go ahead on and allow that push. Okay, so I don't know who need to hear that. Perfect never gets done. We can sit up here and try all we want. But we got to step out and do the thing that is uncomfortable, right? And trust me, this is uncomfortable for me. So I'm excited. Y'all see the link. Go and get your tickets. You don't want to miss an opportunity or network. Connect with someone that could take you to that next level, because we all need someone, right? Go ahead on it. And I'm telling you, we are impacting everyone to be able to speak their voice, to use what God has given them, to become that book, right? To become that entrepreneur, to become that, that speaker, whatever God has called you to do. It's time for you to step into that, right? And so I just wanted to get on here. I love y'all. I want to see all of y'all at the conference. And if you can't be there, look, you can feel free to donate, sponsor someone, whatever, feel free. You know what I'm saying? But at any rate, I just want you all to make sure that you are not waiting for the perfect moment, because it's not going to come. Okay? So anyways, I love you all. I love you all. And please, please, please make sure y'all are just staying queued for Christ. All right. I'll see y'all later. Bye.